Okay, so we're going to study Baruch Hashem with the help of Hashem, Bezras Hashem Yisbarach, the book of Koheles, on Chol Moed Sukkos. We study the Rashi on the book of Koheles. So first thing we need to know, what is Koheles? The word Koheles is called Ecclesiastes. So in English, the word Koheles, what does it mean? We'll look at the first pasuk. The pasuk says, "Divrei Koheles ben David Melech B'Yerushalayim." These are the words of Koheles, the son of David, the king of Jerusalem. So since there was only one son of David who ended up becoming king of Jerusalem, that is Shlomo HaMelech. Therefore, by process of elimination, we have to assume that Koheles was actually Shlomo HaMelech, even though the text calls him here Koheles and not Shlomo. So why is his name called Koheles? So Rashi tells us, Al Shem Shekiel Chachmos Harbei, because he gathered together many wisdoms. And also in another place, in Proverbs chapter 30, verse 1, it tells us, Koreu Agor bin Yakeh. In Proverbs, he's called by the name of Agor bin Yakeh. And so that's how Rashi explains it. Hold on one second. Rabbi Yosef, the co-host. And what does this mean? So, She'agar koach chachma vihikia, that basically he gathered up all the wisdom and he shared it. The Yesh b'darshanim Omer, and there are some amongst the commentaries who say, why was he called Koheles? Shayomer called Varav Bahakel, that he used to say all of his words Bahakel in a public gathering, because it says Oz Yakel Shlomo of Torah for the second day of Pesach of Sukkot. Then Shlomo HaMelech gathered Oz Yakel Shlomo, and so people are always gathering together to hear his wisdom. So Ibn Ezra says that he was called Koheles because of the wisdom shenikhala bo, that was gathered within him. I'd like to also suggest that there's another reason why do we read this on Sukkot. So one of the theories is suggested by Abu Dram, and others say that everybody would gather for the mitzvah of Hakel on Sukkot, to gather to hear the king read the Torah every 7 years. And when they would gather to hear the Torah being read, so some say that Shlomo HaMelech used to give her a drash at this time, and that's where the name Koheles comes from. Okay, so now it says, pasuk, and then it says, Ben David Melech B'Yerushalayim, the king of Jerusalem. Rashi says something profound here, that what is Jerusalem? Ir HaChochma. Jerusalem is the city of wisdom. The city of wisdom is Jerusalem. That's such a powerful idea, that Jerusalem is called the city of wisdom. That's Rashi's idea. And we think about this on this day where you see the whole world is focused on Jerusalem. The President of the United States says he's going to go there. Every newspaper in the world, they only talk about Jerusalem. And so therefore, Melech B'Yerushalayim refers to the city of wisdom, the city that the whole world focuses on. Now we come to this pasuk, one of the most profound verses in the entire Bible, pasuk bet. Havel havelim amar Koheles. Havel havelim akol havel. Havel havelim. Everything. Hold on one second. Let me just pause for a second. Let me just pause for 1 second. Okay. So the pasuk says Havel havelim amar Koheles. Hevel of Hevel says Koheles. Havel havelim. This double repetition of this phrase. This doubling of this phrase, the repetition of this phrase, hakol hevel, everything is hevel. But the question is, what does this word hevel mean? What does this word hevel even mean? So let's look at what Rashi says, Koheles kore tagar. Koheles is criticizing. He shouts out with Omer, and he says, I'll call Yitzira Shevas Yimei Bereshis, that about all the creations of the world, Shakol Havel Shel Hevelimhu. Everything is Hevel of Hevel. It doesn't tell us what it is exactly. Then Rashi says that there are 7 times the word Hevel is here, and it corresponds to the 7 days of creation. That everything that was created is Hevel. What is Hevel? So Rashi doesn't tell us directly, but we can learn out from the context. The context of the verses are that the next verse states that everything that a man does is inconsequential, is futile, there's no benefit to it. So everything is pointless. That's one of the words of Hevel. Hevel can also, in this idea of it corresponding to the 7 days of creation, it can mean that it's all like, remember, the world was created from nothingness. So it's all vapor. God created the whole world from Tov Vavohu. So the Ramban says that what's Hevel of Elim, not as a noun, not as a noun, meaning to say futility of futilities, but as a command. Havel, hate it, make it futile, hate all these useless things in the world. Whatever is useless in this world should be hated. Do not give any importance to it. Here, Moshe, join us here. So that's how Ramban understands it. But be careful not to fall off there. See, we want to study in the Sukkah. Be careful not to fall off. We're studying the book of Koheles, chapter 3. Did they ever study that with you, Moshe, in your class? No, because it's a very dangerous book. You're right there. Well, you went too far. You go back. No, we're in Pasuk Gimel, chapter 1, Pasuk Gimel. Because the book raises all sorts of questions. This is one of the reasons why Hasidic Jews don't read it. Hasidic Jews want to be happy. And this book is sometimes sad or cynical. So read Havel Afalim Amar Koheles. Koheles said everything is futile. Or if you read it in the opposite way, like Ramban says, make it futile. So, okay. So the word Havel can mean everything is fleeting also, that we can't appreciate, we should recognize that everything we have in this world is fleeting. So therefore focus on the important things and not on the foolish things. Okay, let's go up to Pasuk Gimel. Moshe, please read for us Pasuk Gimel. Yeah, exactly. Meaning to say, what benefit is there for a person with all of his struggles that'll struggle underneath the heaven? What benefit underneath the sun? What benefit is there? Meaning to say, why bother? Why bother doing anything? What do you get out of anything? Look at the Rashi, Dr. Rashi, Mayitron Char Umotar, meaning to say, what benefit, what reward, Umotar? Motar means extra. What benefit or extra does man get from he works so hard, Tachat HaShemesh, underneath the sun, in exchange for the Torah, which is called the light, Torah Or. Meaning to say, meaning to say what Rashi's explanation, what, and he works so hard instead of studying Torah, meaning to say to Murasa Torah, in exchange for the Torah, which is called light, meaning to say a person spends his life in the rat race. He's running after making a living instead of focusing on the Torah. Kol Amalal, the Torah Or, Kol Amal Shu Machlif Bo Es Esek HaTorah Maschar Bo, every struggle or work that he does in exchange for the Torah, what reward is there even in it? There's nothing in it. He's gaining nothing from it. Okay, so now up to the next pasuk. Go on, Moshe, please read it. Dor Hoech V'Dor Ba. All right. Olam Omedes. Oh, I mean, if this doesn't make you cry, what will? Dor Hoech, a generation goes and a generation comes, and the world just still stands, meaning nothing changes. Nothing changes. What does that mean? Rashi says, Kol Masha Rasha Yiga Va'amel Ligzol Eino Mivalet Maasav. Everything that the wicked one works hard and struggles to steal will not undo his actions. Meaning to say that they won't endure. Because the wicked one will steal, and the next generation will come, Rashi says, and take it from his children. As it states, Banav Yiratsu Dalim. This is the pasuk in Job, in Iyov. So this is the idea that the wicked one thinks he's getting so much. He thinks he's accomplishing everything, but the next generation will come and take it from him. That's why you shouldn't get too high about a victory. Don't get too low about a loss. One generation comes, the other next generation takes. Says the Rashi, who are the ones who last? Hanavim, Hanemuchim, Hamagim Atzmam La'aretz. Who's the ones who last? The humble, the lowly ones, who bring themselves down to the earth, as it states, Va'anavim Yershu Aretz. You think this is a verse from God forbid, from a different faith? No, this is from our faith. The humble will inherit the earth. You ever hear that phrase, Moshe? The meek shall inherit the earth? That comes from Psalms 37:11. And the Midrash Tanchuma says, Kol tzadikei Yisrael nikru eretz chayfetz. All the righteous of Israel are called the land of desire. It says, to you atem eretz chayfetz. Okay, this is powerful stuff. The world will so a generation comes and goes, but the world endures. Who is the world? Who is the world? The world is the weak and the humble. They're the ones who endure. They're the ones who endure. So, okay, next pasuk. Zorach HaShemesh u'ba HaShemesh. The sun rises and the sun sets. Velmakomo shoef, and then to its place it rushes, and Zoreach Husham, it rises again. Let's see what Rashi says. By the way, the Gemara says that this means, the Gemara says that this means the sun rises in the morning, goes this way, and then goes in an underground tunnel and goes back to its place and rises again. That's what the Gemara says. I think it's in Rosh Hashanah. I don't remember exactly where it says it. Maybe Rashi will refer to it here. But we clearly know that that's not the way the sun works anymore today, right, Moshe? So we don't have to believe that. We're not required to. What does it mean? Rashi says, Dorolech v'dorba. The generation goes and the generation comes. Kasher hashemesh tizrach shachris v'tishka arvis. This is what Rashi quotes us. And when the sun rises in the morning and sets in the west, and the whole night it rushes to return to the place where it rose yesterday, and from there it rises again. That's what Rashi says. He doesn't quote the source here, doesn't quote it, but maybe it's based upon the Gemara in Eruvin 56 A and B, A. So Gemara in Eruvin maybe has this Gemara there. So that's an idea that we don't really subscribe to anymore, but of course Rashi, the deeper message is very clear that the sun rises and the sun sets, and we follow our path. And meaning to say, the sun will rise. If you ever have bad news, rest assured that the sun will rise the next day. If you ever have good news, rest assured the sun is going to set. Don't assume that it's all going to. You have to keep even keel. Sovev al tzafon ulam, sovev hoech. So Rashi says, al pnei mizrach u'mayrav. Okay, right, this is going on. Sometimes it goes during the day, and sometimes it goes at night. Anyway, I don't want to get. So this is what Rashi says, and this is the point. As long as their sun is shining bright, don't be too upset about it, because in the end it will set. And and as long as they keep getting bigger and bigger, in the end they're going to fall and fall down in their place, a place of filth. Okay. Okay, the next pasuk. It goes to the south, then it turns to the north. Sovev, it goes round and round, the wind. And on its round, the wind returns. Okay, we were just discussing that, even though there's a lot to say about that, but we don't have that many verses, so I want to focus on the next pasuk. Baruch Hashem. Okay, go on, Moshe. All the streams go to the sea. Okay, hold on, Max. We're in Koheles chapter 1, pasuk Zion. All the streams go to the sea. V'hayam einenu malei, and the sea is not full. Makom shenachalim hochem, the place where the streams go, shamim shavim lalachat. There they go back. What does that mean, Moshe? What do you think that pasuk means? All the streams go to the sea, and the sea is not full. What does that phrase mean? All the streams go to the sea, and the sea is not full. What does that mean? Well, that's what it really means, the water cycle, that the streams go into the sea, and yet the sea doesn't fill up. But what do you think he's trying to say here? What do you think Koheles is trying to teach us? What do you think, Max? Yeah, that everything, you keep working all day, and then it accomplishes nothing. All the streams go to the sea, and the sea is not full. The Midrash says it means man studies, and enters his heart, but the heart is never full or ever satisfied. How are you doing? Eliezer, here, we have a question for you. First of all, that's the board I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean? It's easy if you know what you're doing, like you.
No.
You say it's nothing. I spent with Max. How much time do we spend trying to fix that board?
5 minutes.
Yeah, we got nowhere with it.
I'll try and bring it to remember to bring a screw over.
It's a screw?
Yeah.
No, then we don't need a screw. We just take it from there when the holiday's over and put it in there.
Okay.
You see that? You see? That's the Talmudic mind. Okay, so Eliezer, we have a question for you. What do you take of this verse? The verse says, all of the rivers flow to the sea, but the sea is never full. To the place where the rivers flow, there they flow once more. All the rivers flow to the sea, but the sea is never full. To the place where the rivers flow, there they flow once more. The cycle of life. Everything goes, and it's just like you think. That's what Moshe was saying. It's the water cycle. Do you know that the world has the exact same amount of water on it now it has when the world was created? Because all the wow. On that note, I never thought about that. We're inhaling dinosaur breath, but it means. You think the atmosphere has changed? What does that mean?
Yeah, I think the atmosphere has changed, like chemicals in the air. Like the water might be the same.
Yeah, I didn't say anything about dinosaur breath. That wasn't me. I'm not sure that the dinosaur breath is still in existence. I feel like that's disintegrated. Okay. Okay, next pasuk chet. All right, let's see if Rashi said. Rashi, ironically, does not. Oh, he says, "Ufi she'enam nisharim besocho kiyamo kinayos ugavo mikol olam kulo." They don't remain in it because the ocean is higher than everything. And then Rashi says the streams go in the tunnels underneath the ground. Okay, let's read pasuk chet.
That's what the
Eitan,
name Shakai means, no?
hold on one second. What did you say that again, Rabbi Yosef?
That's what the name Shakai means, that Hashem put borders, and so unless Hashem decides, the water stays where it's water and the land stays where it's land. And sometimes we are the ones who do, like, apparently North Miami Beach is mostly sand that was poured into the ocean. So we're taking over places where the boundaries were supposed to be otherwise, and so Hashem says, there's consequences to that. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's. I believe in that also. Okay, thank you. Let's look at the next pasuk. Moshe, read the next pasuk. What does it say?
Chais. Kol advarim.
Kol advarim yigayim. All the matters are. You see it? Pasuk chet?
Yeah. So
Go on.
Kol advarim yigayim. Lo yuchal. Ish daber. Lo sishbad.
Lo sispa ayin leros. Lo tima le ozem mishmoa. We're never satisfied. Kol advarim yigayim. All the matters are wearying. Lo yuchal ish daber. A man cannot speak. Lo tispa ayin. The eye will never be satisfied. Lo tima le ozem. The ear will never be filled. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Anybody want to take a no? Join us. No. Anybody want to take a shot at that? What does that mean?
Where do I need to go and get a?
You can we only have 5 minutes, so sit down here now. What does that mean? I'm going to read it again. Oh, no, I'm going to put you on the spot. What does this mean? All the words are wearying. One becomes speechless. The eye is never satisfied with seeing, nor the ear with hearing.
I'm not sure. Like maybe like it's so meaningful that like you can't handle it. I don't know.
So that's actually one of the approaches to it. That the world is so amazing that you can't describe it. That's what Rabak says. They have this here in the commentary, that the constant, unchanging processes of nature are beyond the powers of man to describe. His eye and his ear cannot comprehend them. But any other approaches?
Same thing as the previous point,
Meaning what?
meaning nothing is ever enough.
Nothing. You'll never be satisfied. You'll never be satisfied. You think Moshe say, "I'll be satisfied if I only get $1 million," right? Right.
Yeah.
And then when you get 1 million, you say, "No, I want 2." Say, "I'll be satisfied if Hashem gives me a beautiful spouse and gives me a nice family of 4 children." And then when you have that, you say, "No, I really wish I had 1 more." And nobody's ever satisfied. He says, "I'll be satisfied if God gives me enough to have a nice car." And then what happens? He doesn't have he wants something nicer. Man is never satisfied. And now we come to the next pasuk. Read the next pasuk. Go on. This isn't put us in our place. What will? Pasuk tes. Go on. Go on. Read this verse, Moshe. If this doesn't put us in our place, what will? Masha haya hu sheyeh. Go on. Masha haya hu sheyeh. Umasha naseh hu sheyeh. Okay, so that which will be. Hold on 1 second. Come to the. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, Max, give Jordan a chair. Yeah, Jordan, sit down for 1 minute. The shear is over in 2 minutes. Sit down right there, Jordan. Jordan, sit down right there. Sit down right there, Jordan. Max, do me a favor. Upstairs, where I sit is the Yeshiva selling Melch Kippah. We're gonna put.
Almost died. I love it. I stand up.
No, Jordan, have a seat there. Have a seat there. We're just quoting something, and I want you to say what it means. Okay? It says that which whatever has been will be. Whatever has been done is what will be done. Okay, Jordan, I'm going to say it one more time. Whatever has been is what will be. Whatever has been done is what will be done. And there is nothing new under the sun. You heard that? I'll say it one more time. Whatever has been done is what will be done. Whatever has been is what will be. There is nothing new under the sun. What does that mean? Why are you sitting with your back to me, Jordan? No, then it's gonna fall. Okay. So what do you think of that? What does that mean?
What was the quote one more time?
Okay, I'll say it one more time. Whatever has been is what will be. Whatever has been done is what will be done. There is nothing new under the sun.
This repeats itself.
Tell us more. What does that mean?
I don't know. Rabbi. Happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Let me just before we. So that's it. This is it. Birthday. Everybody has their birthday. You know what I think? And I'll give one more shot, and then I'll share what I think. What do you think it means, Noam? Nothing new under the sun. What does that mean?
It's the same old. Like I don't know.
But what's the lesson for us? What's the lesson for us, Eliezer?
Thank you very
I
much.
disagree
Yeah.
wholeheartedly.
You disagree with the author of the Bible?
In this case, God doesn't promise us 1 minute of life, doesn't promise us health, doesn't promise us station, doesn't promise anything, except that what we are is us, uniquely ourselves. We are the only.
We are unique. Beautiful.
Everything we do has effect, cause and effect.
I love
We do
it.
something, our presence alone is enough to change the future of the world.
So you disagree with this author? You know what? It's the first time in my life I ever heard Eliezer disagree with the tradition, but he's right. I mean, how can you agree with this? There's everything we've done. No, we're all unique. When Jordan comes,
make it better. We can always lift the
Don't
spirit
make it
up.
worse.
all right, let us dive in. Jordan came all the way to wish me a happy birthday.